Hey everybody, welcome back to another business analysis video. In today's video, I want to talk about business analysis and possibly some expectations for 2025. So as an aspiring business analyst, first, what you need to understand is the term business analysis. It's not just a job title, but it's a service, right? It's a set of rules, a set of tools and techniques that we apply to business environment so that we can ensure value add and success for the business purpose, right? Here are 10 things that I think you all should expect for 2025, right? The first thing is increased focus on strategic thinking. That's an expectation. As business analysts, we are mostly needed, or we mainly add value at the tactical level of the business, which is like the projects that we work on, the little tasks, the business analysis that I've explained. But I think that the BA role is also evolving towards the strategic level by working closely with the strategic partners in the organization to help with driving innovation and aligning projects in with business goals, right? So I think we should expect greater involvement in defining business strategies and roadmaps, because that's what links down into the various projects that we then work on at the tactical level. So really understanding that impact of the tactical implication of business analysis at the strategic level. What are the key impacts it's having on the organization as a whole? Okay. So I think tips is to seek to gain knowledge in strategic planning, familiarize yourself with business models and frameworks such as SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats of the organization, of the key systems, as well as PESO, the political, economical, sociological, technological, legal and environmental impacts on the organization. So try to push to be included at the high level discussions, and then demonstrate how your analysis impacts the broader business outcomes. That's a tip I'll give. The second one, now I'm giving 10. So this video is going to be a long one because it's 2025. We need to have all the information that we need in order to succeed as BAs in our career. Okay. So the second one, which is something that is already expected generally across the BA job title, is mastering agile and hybrid work models, right? Agile remains a dominant framework, right? But hybrid models, blending agile and waterfall, are also not just gaining traction. They've been gaining traction. So you just want to keep at the knowledge in this area of hybrid, waterfall and agile. Okay, so try to learn the agile principles, scrum practices, as well as common tools such as Jira and Confluence. This goes on throughout the lifespan of the business analyst career. The third thing is very important. Data-driven decision making is very important because an organization cannot exist without data. Okay. Organizations are increasingly leveraging data analytics for decision making, right? They're using the data to make decisions on how to improve, right? So what to expect here is there'll be high demand for business analysts who can interpret and analyze data to inform the business organization. So as much as the already existing BA tools and techniques that we have, try to explore data analysis as well. Tools such as Power BI, Tableau, SQL. I know I generally say that as a pure business analyst, you really don't need this. But if you want to increase your chances of gaining those key BA roles that pay well and that you also enjoy, and to also keep remaining valid in this competitive environment of business analysis, you want to sort of look at exploring these tools that are used for data analysis. Maybe look at taking courses in data analysis as well as visualization tools so that you can stand out in the job market. The third one is emphasis on digital transformation, right? Many organizations are prioritizing digital transformation projects, integrating AI, machine learning, as well as automation. So these are things that we should expect in the year 2025. So as BAs, we would expect increased involvement in projects that are focusing on AI and RPA, robotic process automation. Also, there will probably be more demand for understanding digital ecosystems and as well as technology trends, right? So my tip here is to stay updated on tech advancements and consider certification in digital transformation. Do some research. I already talked about the common sense of the BA mindset. Go on Google and type digital transformation courses, whether it's free, right? To first understand what exactly digital transformation and what do I need to do as a BA in this. There's so many resources and tools out there for you to explore. First, do the work before you seek help, okay? Adopt the BA mindset. I have an existing about BA mindset, so watch that video to really understand what I'm talking about when I'm referring to the BA mindset. Right. The fifth one, again, a key requirement for the BA role is there'll be heightened focus on stakeholder engagement, which feeds back into your communication. Being able to engage with stakeholders is very important. As various roles become more strategic and engaging diverse stakeholders, it will become critical to have that stakeholder engagement key skill and to be able to show that you have those skills, right? So the expectation here for 2025 is that we will be expected to navigate complex stakeholder dynamics across the departments, across geography, and across cultures. Remember, I already talked about that when it comes to communication. There will also be greater emphasis on emotional intelligence, which again is an aspect of communication. You have to be emotionally intelligent. You have to have empathy. You have to know how to speak to people by understanding their various perspectives, where they're coming from, their cultures, their priorities, their interests. Okay? As BAs, we need to be able to morph to these various perspectives, various personalities. So there will be higher demand for BAs with such skills. What are the tips that I can give? Practice active listening. Practice active listening and try to develop stronger interpersonal skills, right? You can't just get these skills by sitting down, right? You need to explore ways in which you can improve your current listening skills. There are various courses. Again, do some research. You'll find various courses and how to develop interpersonal skills. For this year, 2025, as part of the membership platform that I offer, we will really focus on soft skills improvement for our members. So if you would like to really look at taking the opportunity to increase your stakeholder management experience and knowledge, please click the link in the description to join our membership space. Again, there are various other resources out there. Just do Google search, you'll find various courses, right? But I'm selling mine as well, so feel free to explore that. It's not by force. It's not by force. Do your research, do your due diligence, and follow the right tools available for you. So again, try to enhance your stakeholder management techniques and focus on building trust and rapport with people, right? With stakeholders when you finally become a business analyst. Now, the sixth thing to expect for 2025, very important. Very important. I might actually split this video into two if it's too long. I think that's probably what I'll have to do. But the sixth thing is demand for specialized knowledge, okay? Which sort of goes beyond just knowing business analysis, right? The BA role is becoming more specialized in industries such as healthcare, finance, IT, insurance, right? You want to understand what are all these things, what are the processes, what do they do there? So you want to work on gaining specialized knowledge outside the BA, right? What what are we expecting here in 2025? We're expecting a growing preference for BAs with domain expertise, not just only having the BA knowledge and experience, but also having domain knowledge, domain experience. So that's that for what to expect. What are the tips I can give here? I think for aspiring business analysts, choose an industry to focus on and gain related certifications or experience. I think I've done a few mentorship programs with mentees where I've talked about insurance. I work in the insurance sector. Maybe look at exploring if you don't know anything about a particular industry. Again, simple Google search, right? How can I gain industry knowledge in insurance? How can I gain industry knowledge in finance? What are the various aspects of finance that I need to know as a business analyst? Use ChatGPT. Go on ChatGPT and type this in there, and it will give you pointers and guide on how to gain industry knowledge, whether there are courses that you should do. Okay, so look at exploring those. Tips for existing business analysts, I would say expand your already existing domain knowledge so that you can remain competitive in specialized fields. Okay, the seventh thing to expect for 2025 is remote and global collaboration. Since pandemic, we have been in this remote and global collaboration, but it's now the norm. So it requires new ways to collaborate effectively across the globe because organizations mainly work across the globe. So being able to collaborate with different people, not just from different perspectives, not just from where you currently are, but people around the world, stakeholders around the world. So what are we expecting for 2025? Again, just the general increased use of virtual collaboration tools such as Microsoft Teams, right? And expect challenges for cross-cultural communication, right? Because people from different cultures, there are various expectations there. That is why the key for this video is communication. Not just communication for you, for your understanding, for your perspective, but for people with different cultures, different perspectives. As BAs, I know it's a lot on the job, but this is key in order to be successful in your role as a BA. So what tips can I give? For aspiring BAs, familiarize yourself with online collaboration tools such as MS Teams and practice remote communication etiquette. Simple Google search. Very easy, right? For existing BAs such as myself, I would say focus on building strong virtual facilitation skills to lead remote workshops and meetings effectively. You know, in the previous days, workshops, we do them in office. We are sticking things on the boards, we are drawing, we are doing all that. So for existing BAs, try to find ways to manage this in a remote setting, such as what tools can we explore when we're not able to stick sticky notes on the wall. Maybe a tool such as Miro, you know, try to find various other ways to make workshops more interesting for the stakeholders that are joining remotely. I'm so hungry. It's lunchtime, by the way. I'm recording this video during my lunch. Anyway, should I go and eat? Let's try and finish this video. There are 3 more points to go. The 8th one is importance of sustainability and ethics. I did a video about this ethics that I talked about, talking about a documentary I watched on Netflix about ethics and the impact it's having on the environment on the world. So you see that businesses are prioritizing sustainability and ethical considerations in projects. Okay, so as BAs, the expectation for 2025 is that BAs will need to incorporate sustainability goals into project requirements. I already talked about it in that video, asking the right question so that we can take consideration for the impacts, right, in relation to ethics and sustainability. Understanding environmental, social governance, it will become a competitive advantage for business analysts, right? So what tips do I have here for aspiring BAs? Learn how to integrate sustainability into business analysis, right? And then tips for existing BAs: advocate for ethical and sustainable practices in your project. Try to look at ways that this project will have some sort of ethical impact, right? I think you should watch that video. Click the link to watch the video so you understand what I mean by these impacts on sustainability and ethics on projects that we deliver, that we help deliver as business analysts. Now, the ninth point is upskilling. Right, upskilling as a continuous process. You can't just remain dormant. Now, I'm also talking to myself, to be honest. Look at upskilling your existing skills, right? Because with rapid technological advancements, you have to stay relevant. It will require continuous learning. You have to stay relevant. So you have to look at, how can I improve? What are the new tools? What else can I explore so that I can remain relevant in the field of business analysis? You can't remain as you are. You have to keep learning and improving, right? What should we expect here for 2025 is the need for ongoing upskilling in various tools, methodologies, as well as soft skills, right? Another thing to expect is the focus on certifications for us as BAs. Yes, you have all your various BA certification. Look at exploring other certifications such as agile, data analytics, and various emerging technologies. It will really, really help you to stand out. Okay, I'm also taking this point for myself in 2025. So my tips here for aspiring as well as existing business analysts is to commit to lifelong learning through online platforms, through industry events, and through certifications. You see, these three things. If you explore these three things, and of course manage your time effectively so that you can explore these three things well, you will succeed. You will succeed. Okay. An online platform that I offer is the Business Analyst School membership platform, link in description box. But again, I'm not the only one that does all these things that provides these platforms. A simple Google search, and again, do your due diligence. As much as I would like all of you to sign up to my membership, is not by force. All right. Now, the 10th and final point is personal branding and visibility. Okay. Employers are increasingly looking for BAs with strong online presence, showcasing their expertise. Number one. Not just that, on LinkedIn as well, right? You want to be on LinkedIn. You want to be speaking up. You want to be contributing to people's contributions on LinkedIn as well, making your presence known, showcasing your expertise. So what are we expecting here for 2025? Like I said, a growing emphasis on LinkedIn profiles, thought leadership, as well as networking. You want to network, meet people, go to networking events so that you can make your presence known. It's not only by applying for jobs online. If nobody knows you and there are so many other people that recruiters know, it will be difficult for you to compete, right? It will be quite difficult for you to meet. Oh, my tummy is rumbling. Another thing to expect here is freelancing and contracting opportunities might expand because companies start to look for niche skills. So I just want you to be aware of that, especially for contractors. Increase your personal branding as well as your visibility. What tips do I have here for aspiring as well as existing business analysts? Build your personal brand through blogs, right? Blogs, speaking engagements, and active participation in professional communities. Now, this is the final one, number 10, but it doesn't mean that you have to do that, but it's something that you can do because it would help. It's something to look out for in 2025, right? So So in 2025, what I have to say is business analysts will need to be more flexible, to be tech savvy, and to be strategic. These are things that we need to embrace, right? All these trends, we need to embrace them, as it not only will help us to thrive as BAs, but it will also position us as a valuable asset in an ever-evolving business landscape. It's always evolving, so you want to keep up with the trends, keep up with your learning, upgrading your skills and your knowledge, right? I think I've said a lot for this video. I hope that your 2025 is as you expect it. I hope that you are able to explore and reach your goals in this business analysis field and career. And if you change your mind from moving into business analysis, there are so many other relating roles that are out there. But as a business analyst, I would say it's the best, right? But yeah, so I'm wishing you all the best for 2025. Good luck with your job applications. Good luck with your research. And I know that with consistency, you will get there. You will get there. If I can do it, so can you. I don't have two heads, right? I have two eyes, one nose, one mouth, just like you. So if I can do it, there's nothing stopping you. But that's it for today's video. I hope you found some value in the video. I know that it will help so many people, so many aspiring business analysts out there. So please do share this video. You just never know who it might help. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace.